My name is Drew Brown. I'm a PhD student at Temple University. I major in African American Studies with a focus on race and sports. In the classes that I teach, I noticed that a lot of the black boys and black young men are really interested and engaged in sports. And so I've then used sports as a pedagogical tool to engage with these young black males, teach them about life, teach them about things that they really do need to know. Well, we've then transferred that model and created the Passing the Ball Race and Sports Conference. Sports is a major part of the black community. Those that are engaged in sport are mostly African American males. Well, those sports like basketball and football and even baseball. What is prevalent in black communities is that black boys are also the predominant groups that are present in unemployment, present in jails, and present in dropout rates. Passing the Ball brings the top, most dynamic scholars, journalists, athletes, coaches, parents of athletes, people in the community, people in the high schools together to engage with other people, especially other black men, on the pressing issues in sports. The reason why I chose sports because I actually used to be an athlete myself. I really consider myself still an athlete. I used to play football in college and in professional. As a professional football player, it really allows me to understand the ins and outs and the intricacies of the sports societies. I've come to find the sports society really represented in black communities, even outside of sports. The black community, especially black men, are totally engaged in sports. The marketing firms, they really try to market to African Americans because they understand that African American males are the ones buying the shoes, they're the ones buying the jerseys. But what is sports actually giving back to African American men? How are African American men mimicking the sports culture in their own lives and in their culture? These are a lot of pressing questions that I feel as though, as an African American male myself, an ex-athlete, it allows me to engage with other black men, have these conversations, and look to create some sort of progress out of them. That's why I created the Passing the Ball Race and Sports Conference. Passing the Ball Race and Sports Conference allows for that engagement to occur. What we do is we bring in top scholars, journalists, athletes, coaches, even parents of athletes to focus on and discuss the issues of race and sports in our society. What race and sports does is it allows for an atmosphere or an environment of discussion around something that many of us enjoy, especially black men. We can talk about LeBron James, we can talk about Kobe Bryant, but we can't talk about these individuals without talking about Jack Johnson, without talking about Muhammad Ali, without talking about the people that go through the exact same things that many black African Americans. We can get black men to understand all of the issues in sports. We get them to understand the issues in our society. Understanding how to better these issues, understanding how to circumvent these issues, allow us to make progress in our society. Black men in Philadelphia are coming out in droves to the Race and Sports Conference. It speaks to them as black men, as lovers of sports, and it speaks to them to better understand society that they live in. The more we engage with sports, and the more we engage with the issues around sports, the more we're engaging with the issues in our society. This has everything to do with black men. It leads to the progress of African American males. Passing the Ball Race and Sports Conference, the most captivating way to engage with black men.